And guess what? It's a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. In fact, it's a special edition of The Rundown with Ramon because you're here today. By the way, I'm Ramon Ray, host of The Rundown with Ramon. Started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, and more. And we're here for one thing and one thing alone. That's to help you live your best life or start or grow your business. I hope you're doing fantastically blessed and well today. You know what? I'm doing pretty darn good. And in fact, if you started The Rundown with Ramon today and you're not feeling so great, guess what? I'm honored that I get to spend just a few minutes with you to hopefully help you uplift your experience, your day, your afternoon, your evening with us today, and help your time on the Rundown Rundown with Ramon be that much better. If your day's already started out as a fantastic success, well, then that's amazing because I can join you in having a fantastically great day. So welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. We got a lot in store for you today, such as we're going to talk about from our friends at allbusiness.com, how to make your website trustworthy, 5 foolproof tips. We're going to touch on the power of 5 money habits I learned from my parents for better or for worse, 10 elements of critical thinking, and how you can develop these elements, and mastering mobile technology for your small business with some expert tips from others. We're going to touch on why media shouldn't drive your creative process, but what should. This is our flagship topic of the day, 5 commonly used words that ruin the effectiveness of an email or Slack message. And guess what? Presentation skills every business owner should have. Is location important anymore for your business? Doesn't matter where you are. And can mental health chatbots help with anxiety and depression? Everybody, this is a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today, this fine, wonderful day that we have here. Let's get started on a brand new edition. Sit back, relax, or don't relax. Sit up, take your pens and pencils out, or just sip a cup of coffee, sip a tea, have a Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever your beverage of choice is, as we get started here, as I get started on bringing you a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Let's go. Hey. So we touched on our first topic of the day. It's going to be all about ding, how to make your website trustworthy. You might think in today's day and age, is that important? Well, let me tell you something. Trustworthiness is important no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're building. And sometimes it might even be more important online because people can't see you. They can't shake your hand. They can't smell your cologne. They can't really see your smile in real time. It's just digital technology. So how do you make your website feel a bit more trustworthy, seem a bit more trustworthy? Our friends at allbusiness.com have a few bits of advice for us. Number 1, they say, understand that your website makes a good first impression. What do the ads look like? The layout, the colors, the images you're using, and more. What about the certification? Something called SSL, Secure Socket Layer, which gives some sorts of semblance, and it is secure between the website and the server. If it's not secure like that, that means it's less secure. What about trust badges? Are there any badges that you have from MasterCard, Google, Norton, PayPal, and the others authentically there that can show that you're a trusted site? Number 2, the power of being transparent. It's easy to put your trust in brick and mortar stores because you can really see the people there, say our friends at allbusiness.com. You can shake their hands and more, but customers can't see who they're doing business with. So what about company pages on social media, an About Us page, maybe even showing you or your team? Do you have a contact page so people can easily contact you if they need to get in touch with you? Do you have listed company policies to show the transparency of who you are? What about the numbers? We love when something is exactly what it seems. Your pricing isn't consistent. Successes and failures, maybe putting on there something about success or challenges learned in your business to build that transparency. Number 3, our friends at allbusiness.com talk about leveraging social proof. Do you have reviews? What about testimonials? What about social media links, accreditations? Number 4, the aspect of staying current. A blog that's regularly updated can really help you build the dynamic content that you need to make your website seem and be fresh. Social media presence, not just having a website is important, but what about the power of having content on social media as well? Links that you have. Tip number 5 is exuding confidence and selflessness. What about warranties and guarantees? Do you have that there? What about returns and refunds? Maybe just good old-fashioned free content people can download and get more information about you. Take the high road regarding competitors. Probably no need to list them and slash them and tear them down, but focus on who you are. And trust is your most powerful currency, says Zachary Paruch, who's writing this for allbusiness.com. As people come to your website, they want to have trust in what you're doing. Alexandria Nicole, glad you're here today. Good day to you, Alexandria Nicole. Thanks for being here. Hey, Deborah Williams, good day to you. Glad you're here on a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Even showing up multiple times, being consistent and frequent, that builds trust. Alexandria Nicole has been a frequent a viewer, a watcher of The Rundown with Ramon. So is Deborah Williams. There's an element of trust built. You just show up and be consistent. So your website and things you're doing for your business are no different. How do you show up and what kind of trust are you building? Ding, 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 ding. Next up, we're going to talk about the money habits I learned from my parents, from better or for worse. We absorb our financial personalities from listening to and watching our parents. Sometimes they serve us well, other times not so much. Jessica Chow writes this for the Wall Street Journal. She talks about she learned from her parents, and when she first learned about stocks as fuzzy, she learned that in her 20s. Her mother sat her down at a table and helped her open a brokerage account and show me how to buy and sell on the platform. The lesson I walked away with: tread carefully, invest only play money, not money you need to survive, and only target companies that sell resources. I thought, this is too risky. I'll never touch this account. But she learned from her parents how to invest. So learning by watching is important, what your parents do and what your parents don't do. She says it comes from seeing what happened to their parents, seeing what happened to their uncle. She says that a lot of times they're not even aware of it. When people don't know where their money habits come from, they often undermine good intentions. To expose those habits, Dorsey offers her clients a money personality quiz, which can unveil attitudes about money developed from childhood. So I decided to take one. And maybe you should take one too, to understand where your money habits come from, where they don't come from, the good and the bad of money habits. Unlearning some lessons is important. I didn't get any money lessons from my parents, but I certainly picked up habits, a former coworker told me. She now has a credit card, but to this day, she'd rather cobble together a lunch of office snacks than go out to buy lunch. The fear of buying. Don't spend, only save. Work really, really hard. Buy a house. He says he is now trying to loosen up and feel comfortable spending some of his hard-earned money to improve his quality of life, especially as he has become more successful in his career. On the brink of burnout, the writer talks about in the Wall Street Journal, led me to the realization that my work and personal lives could actually benefit more from me enjoying my weekdays and not always packing them full of events or extra work. So what are the money habits you've learned from your parents, money habits you've learned from your family, for good or for bad? Kimberly Wyckoff, good day to you. Kimberly, glad you're here on a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Did you learn to save? Never spend a bit. Did you learn if it seems a little bit too expensive, don't spend any money? Did you learn to just spend money crazily and never save? Both habits are not good. And I'll tell you one thing, this is a weak area for me, money and financial discipline. And I'm getting ready to probably talk to a money coach, a financial coach at some point as well. Toyin Crandell, one of my friends, she was on Success Summit, is somebody who I refer to and talk to about things like this. What about you? Is it something that you need help with as well? So maybe you need to talk to a financial therapist who can help you leverage money wiser. Again, if you just joined, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon, our daily show, helping you live your best life or start or grow your business. Ding, 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 ding. Next up is 10 elements of critical thinking and how to develop critical thinking skills. This word critical thinking is something we hear about and talk about quite a bit, but what does it really mean? Our friends at Forbes write this, or Ellie Amdur is a contributor on this. So what comprises critical thinking? Open-mindedness. Malcolm Forbes postulated the role of education is to replace an empty mind with an open one. Critical thinking needs receptivity to new ideas and perspectives and willingness to reconsider one's beliefs or opinions, no matter how fundamental, when new evidence or arguments arise. Curiosity. I'm not necessarily smarter than anyone else explained Albert Einstein. I'm infinitely more curious. He had a natural inclination from early childhood to ask questions, seek information, and explore various viewpoints. His favorite question, what if? Having curiosity is important. Mental stamina. That's another element, third element of critical thinking. Critical thinking is difficult, rigorous, almost always takes time and patience, and can be exhausting. That's okay, but you should never let a conclusion be the place where you get tired of thinking. Push on. Analysis. Analysis breaks down complex information into smaller parts. Number 5, interpretation and inference, rather. That's an element of critical thinking. Interpretation makes meaning out of data, relying not just on the brain, but also on experience. This is important as well. Through inference, I keep saying interference, it's inference, we make sensible deductions based on available information, each reach reasonable, workable conclusions, and assess the viability of those conclusions. Next up is evaluation. What's it worth? What's it worth? Number 7, articulation. Number 8, problem solving. 9, self-accountability and reflection. Number 10, metacognition. These are big words, but it's important as we're thinking about how to be more critical thinkers and go deeper into the things we care about or things we don't care about. Think creatively. Ask questions, seek diverse perspectives, evaluate the information given to us, practice analytical thinking, develop logical reasoning skills, reflect, learn different problem-solving techniques, learn active listening, and read. This is important. This is important. Critical thinking skills. Love this, Alexandria Nicole. Thanks for jumping in here and sharing. I learned that money wasn't to be discussed. Yeah, it certainly created an issue when building our first business, and I'm consistently working to overcome my financial biases I may be experiencing rooted in my upbringing. Same with me, Alexandria. My biggest issue, as I said before, I didn't learn really much that I can think of so much from childhood, and maybe I did, I don't know it, but really what my challenge with money. Thankfully, in recent days, I am saving. I have automatic money that goes out and goes to a financial account, to wealth building and things of this nature. But I think I spend money too fast, Alexandria. I think I'm not more thoughtful about spending money on things. I bought a HVAC, a vacuum cleaner for my home, and thought I would use it in my car. I could, instead of going to the car wash, I would just use it in my car. I've only used it once or twice. It only cost $80 from Home Depot. But I wonder, probably I shouldn't have bought it and just kept going to the car wash. Or I got a fancy new digital camera here, DJI 3. Love it, works well. But now that I bought it, I'm realizing, am I really going to use this $1,000 camera? Will it just sit in my bag? So that's my issue. Listen, the more we're aware of our deficiencies of money, the better we can get at it, the better we can improve on it indeed. Again, welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, helping you get through living your best life or starting or growing your business. Ding, 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 ding. Next up, talking about mastering mobile technology for your small business with some expert tips. And I think that in today's day and age, mobile technology is important, but so many things by default are mobile ready. But I think it's still important that we're aware of it. Do you need an app for your business? Should you hire a mobile app developer? Your website, your front-facing content, when it's seen on a phone, does it show up well? Can you automate routine website tasks with the power of AI? Do you have a right website developer that can help you build a website for your business? There's WordPress alternatives for SEO. I use Yoast and love it, YOAST. Learning that latest live chat statistics, leveraging growth hacking for competitive advantages. The bottom line here, ensuring that everything you're doing, hey, Tim, happy day to you, happy day to you. Good to have you here, Tim Ray. Thank you. Good to see your face on my feed. Glad to have you here, Tim. Happy day to you. But mobile technology is absolutely important, because if your front-end content is not mobile ready, son, it's no bueno. It's no bueno. So mobile technology is important. Alexandria Nicole, make sure that content you're producing is seen well on a mobile phone. I say mobile phone like it's the 80s. On a phone. Tim Ray, my son, make sure your content comes out well on a phone as well. And everybody here, let's move forward. on the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Next up, not just mobile technology, we're going to touch on why media shouldn't drive your creative process. Why media shouldn't drive your creative process. And I had to look at this twice to understand fully what this really meant by Brad Sims and Forbes. A strategic long-term plan is imperative for marketing success, but when it comes to media buying, committing too far in advance can backfire. Leading media networks and platforms recently gathered top advertisers for their annual upfronts and new fronts. The flashy celebrity-filled events aim to close ad deals generally valued at millions of dollars for their programming. The power of good creative is having a resurgence. This recognition comes as an increasing number of organizations are moving away from performance marketing to reprioritize brand marketing, not just looking at the clicks and impressions and speeds and feeds, but considering the brand resonance. Performance marketing is more predictable with set levers that are structured to achieve set results. But modern brand marketing requires more art with the science, with an objective of elevating brands at a cultural level while driving toward overall business growth. If that's the case, does an upfront purchase that limits flexibility really net out to a discount? Here's the rub, writes Brad Sims. Marketers can take an integrative approach, having media buyers as partners during the creative process to provide insight on inventory and emerging opportunities, but not let media be the starting point. Point being here, we shouldn't just focus on the media, but we should focus on what's the end result, what's the goal we're trying to do, and what does the customer want to know or not know that will drive a business sale. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, a brand new edition for you today. Ding, 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 ding. 5 commonly used words that ruin the effectiveness of an email or Slack message, our flagship of the day topic. 5 commonly used words that ruin the effectiveness of an email or Slack message. Leaders use them all the time, but they shouldn't use them unless they really, 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 really mean them. So what are 5 words that you shouldn't use, according to this article in Inc.? One word is the word think. An employee spots a quality problem and asks you to make a decision. Compare these 2 responses. I think we need to rerun the job. We need to rerun the job. That aspect of think gives an element of uncertainty in it. Tim Ray, what do you think, Tim? That aspect of uncertainty gives an element of not so sure. What do you think, Alexandria? That element of uncertainty. I think this is the right way, Kimberly. You're not sure if you should do it or not, Deborah Williams. What do you think? So be careful of the words that we use in emails and Slack messages and more. The other word they said is just. What's your first reaction when someone writes, I just need 5 minutes of your time? Well, they're probably lying. And the writer says, if you're like me, you automatically assume 5 minutes will turn into 20, and most likely it will be. Another word to be careful of is guess. Sometimes you really are guessing. A sales forecast is a guess. A churn rate projection is a guess. But even writing best guess still sounds soft, like you're pulling numbers or results out of thin air. Instead, use projection, estimate, forecast, calculation. My estimate of this is £5. My calculation of this is $1 million. But I guess is what it is. It sounds like a guess. Another word they said to consider not using is need. Need conveys urgency, importance, but also dependency. A better approach, substitute a polite word. Instead of, I need you to complete the order by the end of the day, right? Please complete the order by the end of the day. Or thanks in advance for completing the order by the end of the day. Vary. Consider some things are important and some are very important. Yes, writing, it's very important that your department meets sales targets. Sounds like you're trying to convince me. I shouldn't need to be convinced that I need to hit sales targets. So use adjectives instead of needs, like highly, extremely, especially, instead of very. Listen, I'm not telling you how you should think or how you should talk or what you should say, but I am saying that the words we use can impact the results we may want to get. And guess what? One of the words I'm going to use is, this is the Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today, joining us in a brand new episode. Feel free to chime in, be a part of it, or just sit back and relax and learn. My name is Ramon Ray. Started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, and I'm here to help you live your best life and start or grow your business. Ding, 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 ding. Next up, not just talking about 5 common words now, but presentation skills every business owner needs to know. If you don't know how to deliver presentations well, maybe not the best at it, but had some training, you may be missing out. So how do you give good presentations? 1, be strategic about your business objectives. and about your business presentations. What are the goals? Why are you doing it? What do you want people to remember? How can I gain your audience's trust is what you should be thinking. Number 2, prepare and practice your presentation. Prepare, practice what you should cover in it, the goal of the presentation. Practice on your own, practice with others, do it in front of a video and then watch the video backwards. These are ways you can get better and better and better. Next up, speak candidly during your business presentation. Be frank, be open, be honest, be vulnerable, appropriately vulnerable. So what are some things that make for a good presentation? Verbal presentation, know your audience. Speak loud and clear, project your voice, enunciate properly, speak at a controlled pace. Your body language is important. How you're using your hands, how you're standing, how you're not using your hands. Are you greeting the people or not? Do you have good posture? Are you smiling and being engaging? What about visual aids that you can use? Don't use visual aids just as the primary information source. Use limited text, more so use bolder pictures. Consider all audience members. What about addressing different parts of the room? Avoid filler words, ums and things. Avoid negative words. Being able to present well in business is an important asset, and it's something we can learn well. My co-host Alexandria Nicole says words that signal uncertainty convey a lack of confidence in the subject. It may not be true. However, it will be the optics. Yes, Alexandria, 100%. Even what you say, you may not mean to say it. It may not be precisely true, but the words are important because, as Alexandria said, the optics are what matter. We see this in politics all the time. I hope you're enjoying the Rundown with Ramon. I'm sure enjoying delivering it. Ding, 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 ding. Curious, is location still important for a business? Does it matter where your business is located, especially for retail stores? I would dare say, yes, it does. In the vacation capital of the world where I live, location matters. Is it going to be on Highway X or Highway Y? 95, 278, is it going to be in a densely populated area? Or is it going to be in an area where there's not many people? Are you going to be the only 7-Eleven out there? Or are you going to be one of the few? Are you going to be in a nail salon with other nail salons in the area, in a mall area maybe? Or are you going to be a solo, standalone nail salon or hair salon? Take your pick. But is location important? Well, there's talent concerns. Can the team that you want to come and staff your business, can they get to you? Narrow audience, it says here. When you start a business, you conduct market research. Vendor limitations. Feel like you're limited to using supplies and services that are near your business. Storefront worries. Can people walk in? Can they find you? Much traffic to retail store doesn't come in from bombarding the market. It comes in because traffic passing by or knowing you're there decides to come in at that moment. So yeah, I think location does matter. Hey, we're here on the Rundown with Ramon. This is a location, and you're here. But digital locations are, of course, a lot different than retail stores. But one thing I do want to tell you, this is the Rundown with Ramon, and I'm glad you're here today enjoying every single episode. Mental health chat bots are here. I've chatted with AI, with Claude, for some things that I had questions about. It worked pretty well for me. It was good to talk to somebody else and get my mind out there. Chatbots are no substitute for a human therapist, researchers say. Not only do some of these tools have trouble helping patients in crisis, they don't always offer a sufficient level of personalization. Showing empathy, expanding access to mental health care is crucial. Some 1 in 5 adults in the U.S., roughly 60 million people, are estimated to be living with a mental health condition. Practicing techniques, still chatbots are beginning to play useful roles in a number of mental health niches. One involves steering individuals who are wary of seeking help toward available resources. Question for you is, would you use a chatbot for mental health? I think nothing beats a human, the licensed expertise of a human. But in a pinch, a chatbot may be able to fill in and help in some ways that you might need. If you're liking this content, liking this information, I definitely encourage you to check us out at zoneofgenius.com. We got daily content for you. As I always say, be clear on what you really, really want in life and in business. The more clear you are, the better it will be. And don't be afraid to ask yourself, do you want to be in business? Don't be afraid to ask yourself that question. Do you want to be in business? Maybe it's not for you. Maybe entrepreneurship is not for you. And are you hungry enough to have the success that you need to have? What's your pricing like? Is it premium or is it cheap? Pricing is so important for businesses. And your mindset is absolutely everything. Do you have a mindset for business? Do you have a mindset for life, for that matter, for success? And I challenge you to ask yourself this: what do you do best? When you get clear on what you do best and you find out what you do best, what you succeed and excel in, then you'll be on the path to victory. Today's a brand new day, everybody. This is the Rundown with Ramon. I encourage you today, go out and tell somebody that you care about them. Tell somebody that they matter. Tell somebody that you love them. Tell somebody how important they are. Because I want you to know you're important to me. Alexandra Nicole. Tim Ray, you're important to me. I love you, and I'm glad you're here. Kimberly Wyckoff, thanks for being here today on the Rundown with Ramon. Brand new edition. Deborah Williams, thanks for hanging out with us today. Appreciate it. My name is Ramon, everybody, and this is a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon, freshly baked out of the oven just for you. Have a beautiful, beautiful, amazing, blessed day. And go keep making a difference in the world, because we need you to show up. I'm Ramon, and thanks for being here on the Rundown with Ramon. Well, as they say in French, that is a wrap. That wasn't French, but you get my point. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Take care, and thanks for being here on the Rundown with Ramon.